Shalom, 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 shalom. I want to give all praise and honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Mill Tunnel, teaching Ruel. Peace and salutation to the whole flex scattered abroad. That's out here doing this work in truth and sincerity. I'm Brother Bach coming at you with another lesson, man. You know, Lord willing, this lesson was Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. I want to go into focus on your strengths, man. You know, focus on your strengths, man, because you know you have to perfect you know what you know you can do. You know, you sometimes can't always focus on your weakness, man. You know, the Lord will cover those things, man. This is Romans chapter 12, and I'm gonna start at verse 4. It says, "For as we have many members in one body, and all members have not the same office, so we being many are one body in Hamashiach, and every one members one of another, having then gifts differing according to the grace that is given to us, whether prophecy, let us prophesy according to the proportion of faith." You know, every brother have different gifts, man. You know, we make up for one another, you know, because will one brother may lack in, another brother may be you know, have strength in that, man. You know, so we cover each other, man. We cover each other's weaknesses, man. You know, it says or ministry, let us wait on our ministering, or he that teacheth on teaching, or he that exhorteth on exhortation. He that giveth, let him do it with simplicity. He that ruleth with diligence. He that showeth mercy with truthfulness. All right, man, because we all have these different gifts that the Lord blessed us with, man. You know, so we must focus on those gifts. You know, be the best at what we can. We'll do the best, you know, that we can what we got, man. You know, whatever the Lord blessed you with, man. You know, because everybody not going to be a prophet, man. You know, you have helpers of prophet, man. You got teachers, you know. All these things, man, go into helping the body, man. Helping the cause. You know, preaching the word of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man. You know, focus on your strengths. I'm going to go to 1 Corinthians chapter 7. We'll grab it in the NLT. It's 1 Corinthians chapter 7 and verse 7. I'm bringing it back into KJV. It says, "But I wish everyone were single just as I am. Yet each person has a special gift from Yahweh of one kind or another." Right, man. We all have a special gift that the Lord has gave us, man. You know, so we must focus on perfecting that, man. You know, to the best of our ability. You know. But I'm gonna bring it back in KJV. It says, "For I would that all men were were Salakia. For I would that all men were even as I myself, but every man hath his proper gift of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, one after this manner, and another after that." You know, it goes into everybody having a gift. You know, we all have different gifts that the Lord blessed us with, man. I'm gonna go to, you know, everybody know this scripture. You know, even the Christians, man. You know, Phil 4:13, man. It says, "I can do all things through Hamashiach, which strengthen me." You know, with our gifts. You know, the Lord has gave you that gift, man. You know, and if you truly believe in Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, man, we can do whatever, man. You know, You know, the Lord gives us strength, you know, to keep going, to keep building in this truth, to keep better and getting better at what we're good at, man. I'm gonna go to the book of Second Corinthians. 2 Corinthians chapter 12. 2 Corinthians chapter 12 and verse 9. It says, and he said unto me, my grace is sufficient for thee, for my strength is made perfect in weakness. Most gladly, therefore, will I rather glory in my infirmities, that the power of Mashiach may rest upon me. You know, that's the Lord making up, you know, for our shortcomings, man. You know, because we can't, you know, you can't be good at everything, man. You know, the things that we lack in, you know, the Lord helps us out with that, man. You know, what it says, what? For my strength is made perfect in weakness, man. You know, let the Lord handle your weaknesses, man. You know, so that we don't fall short. You know, because what? We in this flesh. So we would never, you know, be perfect. You know, it was only one person that did that, man. I was shy. I'm gonna grab this last scripture. I ain't gonna make this lesson too long. This is Isaiah chapter, 40, verse 31. You know, another scripture. It says, but they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary, and they shall walk and not faint, man. You know, renewing our strength, what we used to have, man. You know, not being, you know, how we was, you know, but having that true strength, you know, from the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man, you know, and then we will have no weakness. You know, no weaknesses on this side, on the other side, man. You know, but yeah, man, that's pretty much all. That's pretty much all. Well, I'll break down the scripture a little bit more. It says, they shall renew their strength. They shall mount up wings as eagles. You know, brothers going to be able to fly. You know, brothers going to be able to run and not get tired. You know, we're going to be made perfect, man, in our those spiritual bodies, man. You know, but yeah, that's pretty much all on this, you know, lesson. You know, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying to the hopeful elect. Until next video, Shalom.